I finally got through processing all of WasterwaterSCAN's data for California, where I'm processing everything as a 5-day rolling average as opposed to a 5-day trimmed average with a max and min removal that WasterwaterSCAN is showing on their webpage. The way I'm doing it with a 5-day rolling average or a moving average is more representative of the data itself and generates much clearer signals. Then in the red, I'm computing a daily rolling average where it averages all the wastewater facilities that reported on a given day. And in bright pink, there is a 7-day rolling average where it groups all the wastewater facilities that reported within a week. This is my zoomed in version of that. And what's really beneficial is with this daily rolling average, we can actually see the ebbs and flows of people getting infected, getting better, getting infected, getting better, which is what you would expect to see in a rolling data average per day. So let's look at that in a less grainy view. So looking at a 5-month segment, we can see that we actually started increasing early June, and we peaked in like the second week of September, and then it was going back down, and now we are going back on the rise once more. Which again, these are very clear signals as opposed to what we were seeing with WasterwaterSCAN, where I've been like, I'm not really sure what's going on. We can even look at this another way. So that bright green line is the daily rolling average for all the facilities that report on any given day, and the black is the 7-day moving average. And what's really nice is since I'm computing the average of all the wastewater facilities that report on any given day, I can get the standard deviation of that. So I can plot the plus minus standard deviation on any given day based off of the reporting wastewater facilities. So the dark red is a plus standard deviation while the blue is a minus standard deviation, where I'm cutting it off at 0 because you can't really go negative values. And what this does is capture like 68% of the data within these ranges, and it shows when there are these big spikes as well as when you're sort of lifting off where you don't really have any facilities reporting at low levels, which again gives us clear signals of what's actually happening in the wastewater data. So we can look at the data for the most current days, and this data is accurate as of November 10th, 2023. We're seeing that we are once again lifting off as by the positive standard deviation. And what's really interesting is that if we look at our summer wave here, which is very clear now, it's pretty comparable to last year's summer wave. But what's a little unnerving is that between summer and winter waves, there has traditionally been this gap period where we get to recover. But for this one, we're rolling straight from a summer wave into a winter wave. I was initially very worried that we would have a doubling where we'd have the summer wave overlapping with the winter wave, but it looks like we got lucky this year, and we had essentially as much of a decline as possible before the winter wave started. So we just skated by that potential issue, but this is the first time where we're going to have a summer wave roll straight into a winter wave. So there's really no knowing what's going to happen. And now that I've worked with some of the data, I can try and pull out some of my finite element analysis books to see if I can create a predictive model to sort of help with guessing what's going to happen